Well, welcome to Lawson State Community College eCollege course. If you were watching this video, I'm going to look at a particular course that I'm teaching, which is Humanities 101, but actually this is a eCollege overview work for just about any class. So if you've taken one eCollege course already, then you are probably good to go. But if this is your first, it's very important that you take a look here and make sure you understand how it works, especially because this is a brand new format for us for online. I'm going to start here I'm looking at the home page, and it tells you what course it is, and like I said, the one I'm going to look at with you is my Humanities 101 course. And it tells you right off that where you need to start is with the Start Here button. And if you'll look, everything that's in our course is accessed to the left through these blue buttons. The first one at the top is just kind of a heading, but course overview, and it says to start here. So let's just look at this list under course overview. You've got the start here, which is the important one, some information and a welcome from me, announcements because they'll be posted and you want to check in on those. Course technology, which is a key thing, link to code of conduct, other tools. These will be explained in the start here. The home page brings you back to this one, and then you have we're just previewing the whole course menu real quickly. Specific things like the syllabus is there, the calendar, which will have all the due dates in it, and it can include your other classes as well. More information just about if you want to look quickly at what your ebooks or textbooks are. I don't have anything in the external links for this class, but there might be something there that interests you. This is the really important one right now, and that is the weekly assignments. And you will also see sometimes other things, essay assignments, but this is where our instructional materials are, and sometimes there will be additional things. An instructor might have a group tab or a virtual lab tab. That's where you want to look under instructional materials. This is where you go every week for your instruction and what to do. We'll look at that in a minute. Part of the assignment will include pretty much every week a discussion board assignment or something like that, and if you've never used the discussion board before, there's all kinds of links to how to do it and you know, what the rules are and so forth. And a lot of that's gone over in Start Here. The quizzes and exams have a separate link, and rubrics, that's the grade sheets we use to grade different things, so you can see proctoring. The test proctoring process is really important, and we'll go over that. And we go over it a little bit more in the syllabus, and there's other videos about it, and there's videos in here. You want to check your grades, which I'm sure you would want to do, especially after we get into it a few weeks. You click on My Grades, and at the end of the course we have a survey. Some scrolling further down, there's a lot of buttons, but pretty much everything you might need is in here. We have a link for online tutoring. Now, they don't have a humanities class per se, but they do have tutoring for essay writing, which we do some of that, and you might find that helpful. If you are an ESL student, there's help for that. But then the help desk, if you're having issues with your computer after you have done all the downloads that you're supposed to and follow the technology tutorials, if you're still having an issue, contact the help desk and follow their procedure. The same support services are available for eCollege students as there are for on-campus students. There's a link to the website, our library, a direct link to Ask the Librarian, and ADA information if you qualify for that. All right, that's an overview of our course menu. Let me just take a look at some of the most important features with you. The Start Here feature, and sometimes these are so full it takes a little time to load up. There we go. I'm assuming hopefully that's where you are. You've started with Start Here, and good for you. Most of the videos are going to be shorter than this, but here we are in the course overview and tips, and that's where you are. And then you've got the required downloads. I want to make sure we take a look, because if something's not working right, it's probably for that reason. The personal computer and Microsoft Word requirement, and not to try to take this with an iPad or iPhone. It doesn't work correctly. You've got to have the Microsoft Word. You can't use WordPad or other things. And there's some information here about accessing that and trying to get that and why. Okay, so I'm not here to read everything, but I'm trying to point out some things that are important. So these are the have-tos for all the eCollege course. Again, it says an instructor can add something if it's needed for the course. I haven't added anything, but these are things that you have to have. And so there's a link to all the requirement. Blackboard works best in Chrome, and it doesn't work particularly well anymore in Internet Explorer. And Google Chrome is a great browser, and it's free. You wouldn't want to do that. There's all kinds of tests for compatibility to make sure yours is good to go. Okay, I'm going to, up here at the top is kind of your breadcrumb trail backwards instead of hitting the back button. So let me let us take us there. Okay. All right, I have a video here to go over the syllabus with you, but I showed you the syllabus button. You need to read that in its entirety. There's a quiz over it. I just kind of hit the highlights so that you, just like you would if I were coming to class. There's an online code of conduct. That's important in an online class. There's several short videos, okay, very short, but there is a quiz assignment, and it includes things about plagiarism and cheating and the policies on that. And that is, we take that very seriously, especially because we're in an online class, and the integrity of this as a college credit is very important to us in being accredited. So it's important that you go through those and understand what the penalties are, what's expected, and kind of the rules about interacting through a course like this. It's not like Facebook or Twitter or some other social media outlet. The discussion board is key. In an online class, that's really how we learn from one another, and we interact and discuss and talk about the material. It's not just read and take a quiz. We've got to talk about these things. But there is a quiz over that material. Then there are some tutorials and some instruction about submitting assignments and viewing grades and changing your password. Okay, you want to make sure you're familiar with that. And if you've used Blackboard a lot, you probably just have to skim through it. The ProctorU is brand new. Also, Tutor.com is brand new. So make sure you read that and view those tutorials carefully to see how it works. And then email. You might have gotten away in the past with sending us an email with Yahoo account or Google or Hotmail or something, but we're no longer allowed to respond to those except to say you need to use your Lawson State email. So please read that carefully. Make sure your Lawson State email is activated, and that you check it regularly. That's how we're to communicate with one another in the eCollege environment. So quite a few things to do, but we're not done the first week. I hope you know that. This is just the beginning, so I hope you started early. If you started late, give yourself several hours to catch up. Your colleagues, your classmates that are taking this online are attending class for 2+ hours this week, and then they have stuff to do outside of class, but you are taking an eCollege course, and all the stuff we just went over is stuff that's just for you. So you have that in addition to coming to class and doing the regular assignments. So once you've completed that, you need to get on to the weekly assignments, and that is right here. So click on weekly assignments. That's where you're going to be going every week. Okay, and it's reminding you got to get those steps done and start here. It may not work right. You won't be doing it right. It tells you kind of what's going on. One of the things I wanted to make sure I emphasize, it's stated somewhere else, that our eCollege courses are all set up the same way. They start Monday morning, 12:30 a.m. when the unit opens, and it closes the following Sunday night. So whatever the date is, the week that I'm recording this, we started Monday morning, August 18th, and it ends for this week, August the 24th at 11:59 p.m. at night. And so then we start the next unit, and it's week by week by week. And if you do not submit an assignment that week, you're not present. Pretty much, I have a soft entry if for drop add, but after we get into the course, by the second week, the other units are no longer available. It's every week you have to be involved in it, in the course, and those assignments, once they've passed, are no longer available. Okay, so the only additional things you have to do after Start Here, one was already a part of the Start Here, and that was the syllabus quiz. Click on the unit here. All the units are going to have begin with a to-do list. Okay, so you've done the Start Here. Great if you have. Otherwise, right now you've just started, but you get that done. Read the syllabus, take the syllabus quiz. That's again part of Start Here, but there's other things. You should be getting your book, and so we're going to be starting off going over Chapter 1 in my on-campus class, but I am giving you a little bit of time. I'm not going to quiz you over that chapter until next week. Okay, so that gives you an additional week in case you had to order your textbook. Okay, but that quiz next week will be over Chapters 1 and Chapters Chapter 2. You need to post your introduction to the discussion board, okay, and that's real important. Here's our goals, what we're supposed to be able to accomplish, and any links or description of what you're supposed to read. Here's the details, and they're kind of in each folder. The course orientation video that's unique to our course, okay, the individual course, if this were an English 102 class, it would be about English 102. Okay, we have discussion boards, we have tests and quizzes, whatever is listed in this to-do list is going to be in here, and you'll have a link to it. You can also get to some of these things in the blue, right? You can go directly to the discussion board. You can go directly to, when the link is up, to an essay assignment or a quiz or that kind of thing. Okay, so this is where you are every week, and just looking right now, I can preview with you that these other folders are here, but what you will start seeing is only, well, right now I just have Unit 1 and Unit 2, but there will be a folder and a unit for every single week, okay? And when that week ends, that folder goes away, so you have to be engaged in that unit for that week, okay? Even if I decide to leave the folder up for some information that you might need, the assignments will not be available. All right, let's take a look at the discussion board, because we'll be in that regularly, and we're in it the first week. If this is your first time, you want to make sure that you go to those directions about first time use. I think it's in Start here as well. And so we've already got quite a few participants from the class that I'm looking at for our discussion board. Next week we have one that's related to our chapter reading. Okay, you got to read your chapter, watch the videos, and then respond here, to the discussion board. So it's always a response to things that are in the unit, and then you post your response, and then read and respond to classmates' posts. Typically that, and if it's part of the points, it says for you to do that. Then we have one on Unit 3 and Unit 4 and so forth. So most of them will say after watching the assigned videos, after reading the chapter, respond here. Okay. And we will have, every class will have its own thing though, okay? So this is, I'm looking at the Humanities 101 course. English 102 is very similar. Discussion boards, assignments, essays, all the things that are listed in your syllabus and are described, as part of the course will be in here. Well, I hope that helps. That's intended to help you see kind of how it's laid out. Let's look at how to contact me and we'll wrap up. Okay, so I'm in the Bessemer campus, on the Bessemer campus in my office at the moment, and I'm here generally Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and in the mornings on Friday. I check email all the time while I'm here. If sometimes when I'm in my office, I also teach, so I might be next door teaching a class. You can leave me a message or something, but the best thing to do is to send me an email, because when I come into my office, I'm constantly checking emails and responding to those. I will check in on the weekends. You won't get quite as quick of a response because I'm not sitting in my office, but I will do a check-in, okay, especially because things are due at the end of the week. However, you're supposed to post early. If you read all the Start Here stuff, start early, post early, and that way when you encounter, there's all kinds of reasons, but one of them is if you're encountering a problem, we can get to it and fix it early, because it's not going to be an excuse later on when you waited to the last minute and couldn't get a quick enough response, because it's not 24/7, okay, it's not a 24/7 available course to you, okay? You have 24/7 tutoring. The help desk will respond if there's an issue, but you're supposed to get involved in the class early and do all the tutorials that tell you how to problem solve and how to properly function in the class. What else? Let's see. Well, I've gone, there's just a little bit of my background and so forth. I do not always put my webcam on for all of the videos, but I just want you to have a sense of who I am and that I'm with you in the course, and I'll be responding to your introductions and to your discussion posts, and giving you feedback on the assignments that you turn in. And periodically I may do a webcam announcement just to kind of keep that connection going and make sure that you stay engaged. I hope you'll find it an interesting and compelling class, although I'm sure it'll be challenging as well. I look forward to meeting you, and thanks so much for being a part.